Hello everyone, AR is here. In today's video, I will show you how to create a material in Unreal Engine 5 version. You can apply something similar for Unreal Engine 4 version. I was opening the previous project, we opened the content driver. Folder content. Let's create a new folder. With right-click New Folder, create a new folder. Let's name it Oh My. Let's go in, click the right button, we can choose here, create basic asset, call material, and we can go into material and texture, and also select the material. Well, and the rest of course, right click the material. M_UE, let it be 5, no 5. Open the material we created. For convenience, I'll put this here. I'll zoom in. Here are the main parameters of our future material. The main thing is base color. Base color is usually done in RGB and we need to call a constant with 3 values. You can do this through the palette folder. More precisely, you can open the tab and call the constant 3 vector. Also, you can press the number 3 on the keyboard and hit the left key. Faster through key and left button. You can also through palette remove one, combine it with base color, and we click our constant with the left button. Click the dropper and choose a color. It turned out closer to pink. Well, let's do it even more so. She's already drinking. Let it be like that. Here in the viewport, we can already look at our material. Well, just here is red. And the second parameter is metal. Metallic is the creation of a metallic kind of shine. A metallic effect, it's created through one constant, i.e. a single constant, so it will have a value from 0 to 1. Press 1 on the keyboard with the left key, so the constant has appeared. We can change it here, we change its parameters through the details. To start with, let's connect it with the metallic. Here's metallic 0, set it to 1. And here we get more of a metallic effect. The next parameter is mass specular. This is essentially a reflection that is typically used without metallic. Also, its value ranges from 0 to 1. We pass the constant and connect it. 0. So let's play Metallica with such effect, and if we put 0 with such, let's set it to UE5. Here it became more matte-like. The next parameter we have is roughness, also the constant one. Here we have no roughness at all, we got such a mirror like a reflection, but if we set such an effect as if it was rubbed with sandpaper. If 0.5, that is already a bit more shine, that is with a finer sandpaper. And if we turn it off, we get such a sheen. Such a shiny ball, as if it is lacquered. If we add a metallic shine, let's... Here is such a fun material. Sharp also appeared. Let's, by the way, throw him on the stage right away. But before that, we hit apply. We go on stage, Canton driver, we toss our material. You see, it turned out quite cool for us. Quite an interesting effect. We go again into our created material. Moving on to the next one. Anisotropies. This parameter has appeared relatively recently. It was in test mode in 4.5 and even then it had to be turned on. In Unreal Engine 5 it is created like this. It's enabled by default. It turns out definite fall of light depending on the angle of the fall of light, not for the tropic. Let's take a look at how it looks in practice right away. 0, nothing has changed. And if we create one, so it's like this, such a subtle effect, but it seems like there are some ripples on our object.
Click, click.
Ну, такой эффект. It will probably be more noticeable on some other materials. In my example, it's not particularly noticeable. Next, we have a normal. Normal is essentially the textures that we can set on our object. Let's go to your personal example map, content driver. Let's go to the starting contents. If you don't have any starting content, just go to ADD. Choose the add feature content pack and there you select the starter content. So we open the starter content textures and let's pick some texture, something interesting. Let's pick this one. Looks like we're getting a water texture. Let's just transfer it and we connect it with the norm. See, we have such a thing. The cube with planks turned out. So I'll turn off anisotropic. Let's go for some reason. That's better. Also, by the way, in the material, more precisely, the texture has several channels, i.e. RGB, a channel, GB, alpha. As its transparency, an RGBA plus alpha channel. That is transparency. We can connect separately depending on the material you need. We can just call one channel, but it seems that these and those are applied and the difference is not particularly noticeable. But you will notice it in some materials, not about materials but textures. Now look, we also missed opacity and opacity mask. This is luminescence, just material glow and mask glow. To turn them on, we choose our material and here set the blend mode to masked. That's when we lower the mask. And for example, transcend or for example, ADKF. Let me set the quiescent, yes. And let's also set the opacity through a constant. Let's create a new one. Let's connect. And the luminescence is 0, meaning it doesn't reflect at all. If I put 1, he completely sees us. Vista 0.5. Something like an alpha channel. By the way, you can also apply it, for example, if you're building a construction system and you need to change some basic material. Usually when in games, when you place an object beforehand, it's somewhat translucent. You can also do this through opacity. One of the methods is achieved, that is create a material, duplicate the material and make it dangerous. Well, kind of. Then let's choose again and put on a mask. As I was saying, mask is like transparent, so masks. Let's connect, for example, let's combine this texture with transparency. We'll remove the norm. And you see, we now have some objects that have become transparent or not. And we can walk, for example, along the canals. Blend the alpha channel. No, there's no alpha. So we can create such a material. Let's apply it and see how it looks on the scene. As if it had been destroyed. Let's look at some other textures. Perolin, what's that we have? Oh, cool, by the way, effect. Apple, we apply the kind that looks half destroyed. By the way, I missed, this is emissive color. Emissive color is, we get it the brightness of the object. We can set the object's brightness through color. Let's choose through 3 constants. Connect it with a massive color, and we can choose the color of the glow. Let it be blue, for example. See, it glows bluish for us. And somewhere deep down, it turns out to be a shade of red, our main color. And we can, by the way, increase the brightness of the glow. Such a crude method is through such a constant, and here increase the value more. Well done. Love. I'm changing, for example. Damn. Just like a new star. We can get such illumination. So let's just also set the red color. And we'll do it to multiplication. From here we highlight. And let's call the multiplayer. We connect it with a missing color. Then we'll create another constant. And let's give it, for instance, a 3. See? It lights up pink for us. If we put a 10, it will shine even brighter. Sometimes you can use this. I'll give it a 1. No, let's remove it. So we can apply the texture. Well, that's cool too. And in this video, I showed you how to create a material and its main parameters, which you can use to create your own material, or for instance, for a bit of editing other materials you have. I hope this video will be useful for you. Subscribe to the channel, hit like, leave comments. And you've been with AR, make games. See you next time.